to give those people...
Coming into Dulles Airport, Washington, and I'm a little surprised. It's a very pastoral type area around here. Thought it'd be wall-to-wall cities. As you can see, there are quite a few buildings and highways and things, but there's also a lot of woods out here.
Where are we? Oh, yeah, the airport, Washington, D.C. This is Ryan Gravett. Airhead. Hello, Gravett.
Hi.
Carver with his yo-yo. You can't tell which one's which.
Normal.
Mature wood.
Standing with his face in the shade, but that's all right.
Yeah. That's normal.
Go ahead, holler.
This is Eric Holthe. Yes, this is Eric Holthe. This is Brad Loading. This is Gavin Brown.
Okay, Brad, you're on again.
Okay, we're at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier. Okay, so we're at Arlington National Cemetery. And this is the second day, and we're gonna finish up some introductions. I've already been. Okay, who hasn't been introduced?
What do you guys think?
This is Teresa Pfeiffer.
I'm Wilma. We from there.
I don't know who she is.
She's not from our school.
And this is Heidi. Please pan, camera pan.
Heidi, come here. That's my daughter, Heidi.
This is her dad.
Okay, anyone else, Brad?
Jerry.
Okay, there's supposed to be 11 of us. I'm standing behind the camera. I guess that's it.
You said hi?
I've already said that.
Here's Ryan. Good morning, Ryan. Everyone's wide awake.
Hit the red button.
How are you doing?
We are now in Arlington, and this is where John Fitzgerald Kennedy was buried.
And up on the hillside where they're mowing is Arlington House, where Robert E. Lee lived before he went to fight in the Civil War. Well, there's a couple busloads of people around here. Just to give you a perspective, they're walking up to see the burial site for John Kennedy, and it's not too far away. Going across the grass, they're coming up from the other side. They're visiting the gravesite of his brother Robert Kennedy. As you can see, there's no eternal flame for Robert Kennedy's gravesite.
All this land the cemetery occupies used to be a great big happy private estate. How it becomes a cemetery is a uniquely tragic and sad American story that every American should be.
And there are 220,000 people buried here. And here's the tomb of the unknown soldier. And we're waiting here for the changing of the guard.
So it's 9:30 in the morning. You guys warming up?
Yes.
Oh, wait! Oh! Guards! Halt! Horse! Halt! Ready? Hey!
being in Arlington Cemetery was quite the moving experience, especially to see the changing of the guards and the laying of the wreath. This is a marble amphitheater right behind the tomb for the unknown soldier.
Okay, that mast up there is called the mast of the battleship Maine. That's some monument from the Spanish-American War. And those are plaques, memorial plaques. The one on the left is in memory of the Challenger crew that died. And the one on the right is in memory of the Iran crisis in 1980, and the hostage crisis.
Straight up is Memorial Bridge, which was designed to link the North and the South after the war. You see Lincoln's Memorial. And to the right of that, you have the Washington Monument. And down to the right of that, the Capitol Building. And over to our right again is the Jefferson Memorial.
This is the way we travel on a coach. I hear Ryan talking. Hello, Ryan.
Hello.
There's Matt. Eric's reading his souvenir book. Here we are in the Supreme Court building. Quite an impressive entryway. And this is about as close as you get to the Supreme Court. See where Jess Berger sits.
What street are we on? That's First Avenue area. Not yet. Hi. Okay, we're like lost here on First Avenue. We don't know what we're doing. And we're trying to get lunch here, but like we sent out scouts and they haven't come back yet. So one went that way, one went that way. So yeah, we're kind of like screwed here because everybody's like dying of hunger. That's First Street, and oh well. And we sent 2 people that way. We sent 2 people that way. And oh well, they're gone.
You're on, Gavin.
California, we're not
Oh, California.
Here's some of our wonderful California. Well, we had a big lunch and now we're set to go into the Capitol building. Hopefully the House or Senate will be in session. On. We're in the rotunda, right, Brad?
Right, Mr. Weston.
There's all sorts of famous pictures.
It's big.
History book.
And going up.
So look at those carvings or drawings.
Look how big it is.
Boy, so these are where taxpayer dollars go.
Taxpayer. The taxpayers' dollars, not our dollars.
Looks like all of these are famous paintings here in the rotunda.
Statues too.
Surrounding Yorktown. They have over there, looks like DeSoto or Ponce de Leon. There's Columbus.
Oh, what's this one?
Famous documents, statues.
Who's this behind us?
Who's the camera pointed at?
The camera is pointing at George Washington.
And who's this up here? We're just off the rotunda. This is a hall of statues. And Teresa, who's in here? We're making everyone sick. Who's in here from Washington State, Teresa? I'm looking right at him.
That guy.
What's his name?
Marcus Whitman.
Marcus Whitman. Well, as you can see, we're in a very patriotic setting here. Hi, Brad. Hi. Proud to be an American?
Yep.
Pretty cute girls, huh? Pretty dark in here. This is a beautiful building. It's the old Supreme Court building. It's downstairs, not in the Capitol building. We're going.
It's about. You might recognize who this person is. This is, yes, Albert Einstein.
We're at the Lincoln Memorial, just to give you some idea of the perspective. The building is much larger than I imagined that it would be. We'll walk up closer, a tribute to a great man. Well, if any of you are signing experts, the trivia about this has it that his hands are forming some message in sign. Well, we're going to go to the back, see if we can find the other little piece of trivia. And that trivia story has that on the back of his head, there's the portrait of Robert E. Lee looking back over towards the Potomac.
Mr. Sid.
In the Lincoln Monument or Memorial, Matt noticed something about it.
Okay, this is the re-inauguration of Abraham Lincoln. This is his speech. And I think Mr. Weston is focusing on the word that has been misspelled and plastered in. If you read along here, it says, "With my hope for the future, no prediction in regard to it is ventured." If you look on the bottom of the F on future, it's been filled in with some sort of plaster or something like that. It used to be future.
From the Lincoln Memorial, looking back, hope I'm not making you sick, down the stairs, across the way we came, see the Lincoln or the Washington Monument reflected in the reflecting pond. Too far from the reflecting pond where Martin Luther King gave his "I Have a Dream" speech, there's a statue of 3 of our Vietnam servicemen, which overlooks, as you might guess, the Vietnam Memorial. With some 58,000 names are inscribed. We see more reflections than anything else.
The lowest price of pick and save is 1 penny, and that's where I got my shoes.
Don't mess too long. It's only battery left. I suppose I could let you for a bit. Have you started it? Well, hello, everybody. We're at the monument to the Marines, the Iwo Jima Monument, waiting for the silent Marine drill team. We've had a great first day. We still on? missing, it's making it to change. We'll pick them up later. What do you think, Brad?
I don't care about your what?
Don't.
No, it's
You ready to join the Marines now?
no, you shaved your head. I don't like
Well, your
that.
head is already shaved.
Well, all the way.
Why did you shave your head?
I can do that really quick.
You know who we don't have is Mr. Bonnet. Mr. Bonnet, tell us about your day.
Fetch Doug French.
Well, it's been a good day.
Sure.
Done a lot of things, and the last thing was a real highlight. Still filming?
Jared Fetch?
I'm going to talk to my daughter Heidi.
He was the one with the dog tags.
Where'd you go? Been a confusing day. For the front side. Show us something else, Gavin. Armpit shot. All right. Way to go, Gavin.
And they have to come on the bus, right? Yeah.
It's Wednesday morning. Say good morning, everyone.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone.
Brad's eating a little. Here's Jared's breakfast.
Why did they change again?
I don't know, Tom. They've been doing
Ever wanted to eat in one of these big banquet rooms in the Hilton? This is the way to do it.
indicate how many children they have.
Well, the first stop of the day. A lot of our group, and maybe you can guess what this is behind us. It's like a big brick wall. The Washington Monument. Just an awful lot to see in Washington. From the circle of flags surrounding the Washington Monument. And look back across the Lincoln Memorial. Links complex of buildings here. It's told that's the Commerce Department. It's huge. Now the line's moving along, but we're about 10 minutes from getting in. I've been told, and you might notice, that the color changes right about there, going up because they'd stopped it for a number of years. When they resumed, they're using a different color of sandstone. Ryan and Eric, good morning.
Good morning.
What's your opinion of the famous backside of the Washington Monument?
It's big. It looks the same as the front side. It's tall. It's huge.
Looks about the same.
It's kind of.
Well, that was the Washington Monument. We're on our way back to the buses. We didn't have time. So we'll try again tomorrow morning. We're at the FBI building. We're waiting to get in again. No cameras allowed. We'll have to tell you about it when we get back. Well, not exactly what I expected to find.
Most people don't come to Ford Theater because of the shows that are being presented here. They come because of an event that took place 126 years ago. On April 14, 1865, John Wilkes Booth shot President Abraham Lincoln. Let's go back to 1865, to the mood of the city that spring.
entrance box. See why Wilkes broke his leg jumping off.
He went through an underground passageway to the Star Saloon next door, and there had a couple of drinks. At 10:10, he re-entered the theater and made his way up to the dress circle. Started towards the presidential box. Many people ask the question, why didn't someone stop Booth? You have to remember who he was. He was a successful actor, loved by the people of Washington. No one would stop John Wilkes Booth at Ford's Theater. Booth entered the door of the passageway to the presidential box, jammed it closed with wooden boards so no one could follow behind him. He then watched the play through a hole in the first door of the presidential box. Booth was an actor with an extremely fine sense of timing. He knew that in Act 3, Scene 2 of the play, the actor comedian Harry Hawk would be on stage alone and deliver the funniest line of the entire play. Booth believed that at that moment, the laughter would drown out any sound of the gunshot. Booth watched, and she waited. Harry Hawk was on stage alone. He delivered the line, and everyone in the audience burst out into laughter. John Wilkes Booth entered the presidential box and in close range shot President Lincoln with a .44 caliber Derringer. The bullet traveled through the president's brain and lodged itself behind an eye socket. The president fell unconscious. If you were in the theater that night, most likely you would not have heard the gunshot. You would not have known where the direction it came from.
Well, this has to be the only city with marble. This is the line to see the White House. At least we get to sit here while we're waiting. Stay cool. Jared's had a little entertainment. Not just people around him, but nice big field out here.
Scheduled viewing.
You can drive by it if I do.
An eye on the soccer players.
What?
You want to
Well, it's about 45 minutes later and we've made it up to the famous fence. Where's the camera go? I guess this is the real thing here. Well, we're out. Like they say, it's pretty impressive public housing.
I like those chandeliers in that room.
If we see it from the other side, you'll see why a lot of the kids have been saying it's a gray house. They're apparently sandblasting. And from the other side, including the front, it's well, we're somewhere in Washington now. No one knows anymore. It's getting so hot. Tell us about it, Matt. Where are you, Matt? You okay, Matt? Matt couldn't resist the fountain. No, I'm not filming.
The red light means he's not.
Here we are in the Smithsonian.
Sorry, that's like the only time I want to be on that scene.
Big building.
Toby, let's go.
Big building. We just happened to run into Heidi and Teresa, though, and we're kind of going around in buddies. And I'm going to follow these two guys, Ryan and Toby, and see what they find of interest in here. Looks like we're just going to give you some of the sights and sounds of the Smithsonian. A three-dimensional look at the stars. Hey, you notice anything funny about this plane behind you?
Behind me? This one?
Yeah.
This? Oh, the engines are in the front.
How about the wings go backwards?
That allows more speed.
Fly it without 3 onboard computers helping you. Take away the computers and it crashes instantly. Why then design, build, and test such a craft? What are its military implications?
I guess
Visit the
you'll have to
Space
come here
Station
and find
Theater
out
and
for
discover
yourself.
the answers.
I think we're going to get stuck here on the afraid Toby has found free video. Well, it looks like Toby has made it to the front and he's trying to fly a stealth fighter, it looks like. See how he does here.
Too bad you can't cut the engines.
Doesn't look too good. Well, Toby's found us another line here. This one goes into a model of the Space Lab or Skylab.
Save that shallow.
Tower. This is, of course, one of the more famous planes here.
Why?
Of course, it's Charles Lindbergh's plane that he flew over the Atlantic in. It looks like quite the tin bucket from here.
We're looking at the planets right now.
This is Ryan's extra credit project for science for 8th grade, right?
Yeah, this is my extra credit for whoever the science teacher is next year.
Sorry, we're out of time, Ryan. One of Toby's purchases. High quality optics, undoubtedly. All right.
It works.
Let's see, hold still. Where are you? There you are. You got a real deal, Toby. Smile. Like a time capsule. Left. Sir?
Aircraft carriers.
No, the planes.
Let's see, that's a F-14 Schroeder, and that I don't know. Over.
Oh, let's go the other way here.
Over there, the ones sort of in front. Those. I don't know. Looks like an F-16 over there.
It's more like the real thing here, simulation of a hangar deck, of an elevator on an aircraft carrier deck. Time to play this video game, but it looks like a great one. World War II vintage. Look at the way the wheels fold into the plane.
I bet you were there when they first made that.
Who said that?
Ryan, jeez.
What?
There's our boy. Keep getting detained for all kinds of reasons. I don't know what's going on over there. Just see if we can get in on this.
So you have a confidence that this disease can be well controlled?
Yes. If they use that order or those things.
Okay. Thank you very much. Somebody else wants to do it.
Oh, pretty cool, huh? We're gonna do Rainier beer commercials next. Turning my way around here, but that's the original Smithsonian building. Now the museum has spread out to several. That's the Hirshhorn, I believe that's art. We were down in Air and Space, which I think is that way. And that's only about maybe a quarter of the buildings here. We're in the Museum of Natural History. Toby's playing with another one of his purchases. Toby, what are we looking for?
I got it.
Got it. We're trying to find the Hope Diamond. Isn't that what you want to find?
I beat her.
It's looking good. That's our artificial rain stick here.
It's just a stick that has a hole on the top and they filled it up with beads.
Talk about every imaginable kind of mineral. Still looking for the Hope Diamond though.
Apollo's quartz, believed to be the finest, the largest and finest in the world. It weighs 106 3/4 pounds. This and is 12 7/8 inches in diameter.
This is the moment we've been waiting for the last 10 minutes. The line to see the Hope Diamond. Toby and I are debating whether it's the world's largest or second largest diamond. Well, this is it.
What's that? Does that make a story? Oh, where'd you get that? Downstairs.
He went over. This is the Star of Asia. This extraordinary carbon cut star sapphire is one of the finest in the world. The Star of Asia illustrates the best features of this beautiful gemstone.
It is a moon rock collected by Apollo.
Apollo, you nerd.
Apollo 14 rock.
Looks rather different from the other one. It's a moon rock.
Pretty cool.
Players know about these things, which are a mystery to scientists. And this talks about various shapes and sizes. Here's something else we're familiar with. And something I'm not really quite so familiar with. Orbicular rocks. Quite fascinating. We're supposed to be out of here in 8 minutes, but it's going to be tough. We just walked into another room. It's immense. We'll probably be in here all of the American History Museum now. I wouldn't mind staying here about 3 hours till we see some of the early presidents. Here's Hoover. Getting into Roosevelt. Good. I see Truman. Eisenhower. And looks like a good place to stop. Whew. There's Dutch. These are models of turn-of-the-century American cruisers. The detail in these models is just incredible. The one on the top is a model of Commodore Dewey's.
You got that stuck in my head. Somebody got that stuck in my head.
We are running.
That's how we started.
This is the where day 3 usually ends up.
We three kings from Orient are
In here for a meeting. Time to share and pray a little.
Yeah, that's how we started.
And just for you parents, we're going to record all the troublemakers.
I wanna swim.
People who make too much noise.
Let's stay up all night.
Eric Holtby on the FBI 10 most wanted list.
Of course.
So, how are we doing today? Really tired?
It was long.
Is this harder than state trip?
Yes.
Harder.
I want to know.
Is it worth it?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, 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 no.
Better be.
Food is worth it. I like
Well, I had a good day again.
Very educational experience.
Time to turn this thing off and get to work.
Couldn't believe you were ever a Boy Scout, especially at Lansdowne.
Oh, it's very important to me. I have my own uniform, just like...
Ready? These are some of the first plastic radios ever made. And as you can see, they are very weird.
Hey guys, here's an interesting looking exhibit. Sorry, it's as close as you get. Everybody always talks about the weather. These are unrehearsed answers. What's it? How about the weather?
I'm burnt. Very good.
Are you really hot?
Too hot.
Jared?
Too hot. Just right here and right
Jared, how do you vote on the weather?
It's all right.
All right?
It's hot.
Hot?
And guess what? We're in Washington, D.C. Did you know that?
No comment?
I'm burning up.
How about you, gorgeous? How's the weather?
Oh, it's about fine.
Not too bad.
There's a lot of different.
How is the weather? How is the weather?
It's great.
Thanks.
It's windy enough to
Okay, turn it off now.
Yeah.
My name Michael from. It's getting late. The sun's getting low over the Potomac, and we're walking, as you can tell. We're on the Jefferson Monument. Take a look at it from the front in a minute. Another wonderful day. Some of the guys are just making it up to the top there. And we'll be heading back to our hotel, I think, after this. Some of our guys, I think, are ready to call it quits. One of our California friends here. Get some idea of how huge these monuments are. Much larger than I expected. They're doing a lot of repair work, I think, on these. There's our third president, main writer of the Declaration of Independence.
Washington Monument.
Thomas.
How do you take these cameras?
It's going to be a beautiful evening. Here's one of our teachers from California, Judy Mazzarelli. Sorry, this isn't the best introduction. Tom Boxdorfer. Interesting names. Some of the California kids. We're around here somewhere. Oh, let's forget us. And look out over the Potomac. Be a great place for a frisbee. We're on our way to see something called the Awakening. The buried. They say this is called the Awakening. There's a face there somewhere. Aha, there's another part. Looks like we're right across the way from Kennedy Airport. Oh, here's a little better look at it. Look at Eric. Here. Now you see her. Now you don't. Yeah, we did that once today already. Brad got a little red today. He's a Washington Redskin today. A talking statue of Matthew Carver.
Recording?
I like biting nails.
Uh-oh.
So how was it, Toby?
See what all lit up? Well, as much as we can without going out in the middle of the night.
Tom's giving us directions for
Pardon me? No.
ending this day when we get back to our hotel.
The very top is aluminum.
We're
When
finally
you get
at
up there,
that
each
way.
side has, all four sides have windows that you can look out and take pictures through.
I know, but the very top.
Thursday morning, we're up and going again, heading towards the Washington Monument for a second try. Ed's driving again. It's like last evening starting to take its toll.
Okay, we can be friends, but I'll just...
Looks like another beautiful morning out. Lord's given us 3 great days. The line for the Washington Monument was even longer this morning. We're almost to the front though.
Almost doesn't cut it.
To the top, and what were you saying?
Almost doesn't count it except for hand grenades and nuclear bombs, horseshoes, and lawn darts. I gotta go.
There's not a whole lot to the inside. Correct something though. One of the teachers said something about sandstone or limestone or something, but the monument is made mostly out of marble. And it looks like the elevator to go up.
In fact, there's two stones from California in here.
New York building.
And one of them says from California, the youngest state in the Union, because when that stone was given, California was the newest state. And then there's another one from the San Joaquin Valley that's made of pure gold, 24 karat gold. At least it's lined with 24 karat gold.
Okay, we just came up from the elevator in the Washington Memorial, and we're here at the top. And there's nothing much, and there's a really good view out here. And everything's aligned on the monument here. The Capitol building to the other side where the Lincoln Memorial is. Everything's focused in on this one. Okay, we are on the top of the memorial, and over there to your right, if you look down, there is the Vietnam Memorial and the wall, and there's a lot of people right along there. And then when you sleep on the left, there is the Lincoln Memorial and the large reflecting pool. And if you follow the bridge up over into Virginia, you follow it straight up, and there's a big house up on the hill.
You forgot the Lincoln Monument.
Yeah.
Now we're crossing the bridge.
And up from the bridge is the Robert Lee's house, which is the Arlington House. And that's Arlington Cemetery there, where JFK is buried. And if you look to the left of the house, there's all the soldiers' headstones where they're buried.
And the autofocusing isn't working too well, so let's try to give you a perspective here of just how high up we are.
Good morning. Can you see me?
We're driving through the town of Alexandria, Virginia. The town as historic as Mount Vernon, has as many original buildings standing as Williamsburg. We were supposed to go through Christ Church, but it is a church in use, and it's being used for a funeral today.
And then one of the other schools had a big problem with selection, and all of a sudden she was saying that they're Indians, they're all trying to get up into the good. But our principal said, she said, we're not going to last night.
I don't know what that was all about. Headed up to Mount Vernon, George Washington's home, and it's about a quarter of a mile through the entry there. Here we are inside.
Yeah, inside the...
Surprised me a little. Ryan's with me again.
Yeah.
Is this what you expected when you walked through the gateway there?
Not really. I expected something more fancy, but like I said in the bus, Lincoln wasn't that
Who?
rich of a guy.
Washington.
Washington wasn't that rich of a guy. So...
Well, this is it. George Washington lived here. Pretty observant on the walk up to the house. We saw just this huge tree.
Oak tree.
Oak tree, Ryan says.
Don't know what kind of oak tree it is, though. Maple. I wonder how it got its name.
You sure? It's Moosewood maple?
Yeah, it's a Moosewood maple.
Yeah, you're right.
What state are you from?
New Jersey.
We find out where people are from here.
But he was one of the first.
Go ahead,
Where are
Ryan.
you from?
South Carolina.
Oh, is that right?
In California now.
Oh. It's a large group up there from California, down by Los Angeles.
Is there?
Yeah. Okay.
We were both.
We'll let you back in.
Town called Wenatchee.
The reason this house isn't so spectacular is because he was a poor man. And the reason he was poor was because he always had guests over. He was a very nice man, so, you know, he asked a lot of people over to dinner, and he had to feed so many people. That's the reason he was poor.
Well, I will say how poor he is. They say the house inside isn't quite as fancy as, say, Jefferson's house at Monticello. Some of these smaller houses are the smokehouse, wash house, coach house, and the path there goes down to a wharf on the Potomac. We're, of course, still at Mount Vernon. Well, the inside's a camera-free zone, so this is about as close as we get. On the other side, get some idea of the view he had.
This wall is looks like marble, but actually it's wood. What they did was they painted white paint over it, and then they put tons of sand in it to give it a marble look. And
Found a piece earlier, so it's copper tubing is what it is. I thought it was clay.
We're still at Mount Vernon, and there's an archaeological dig going on here. Sounds like Ryan's trying to check it out here.
What are you trying to dig up?
Anything. I mean, anything we find, we keep it and try to analyze it.
What did you find in here? Are you digging in different places, or is there any steps or stuff like that?
Just trying to. You see the layers.
They are digging down to the 18th century because this is where they put their garbage, and they were just trying to find out what kind of garbage they throw away.
Hey, take it easy, Matt. Knock it off.
Bring dots.
Yeah, that's enough. Ryan's had a tough enough day already. For the bus, and one of the problems with having Mr. Weston as the cameraman is he never gets any pictures, so
I didn't see Mike.
wanted you to know that the man behind the camera. Also, I wanted you to see that he likes to eat ice cream. He's a man not afraid to enjoy himself. He's a wild and crazy man, and Mr. Weston. And this is a wild and crazy group. Oh, in my head. Everybody accounted for?
Okay, folks.
Okay.
We've got about an hour and a half depending on traffic. If you want to sleep, it's a freebie. You can sleep, rest, nobody will paint your face. They might tie your shoelace together, no they won't. It's free. If you want to sleep and rest, that's fine. Okay? Keep the windows closed.
We're heading down towards Williamsburg and Jamestown, which is taking us right now through the central part of Virginia. I'm impressed by how thick their woods are here. It almost seems like they're thicker than back in Washington. Well, you can see how many people are taking advantage of the free sleep.
Hey, what a face.
Too hard to continue to work with.
We're in
All the
Jamestown,
glass
Virginia
boards
now.
need to in and go back over to the oven and reheat the piece till it's once again soft and pliable, and then the shaping can be finished. After the shaping is completely finished, we'll place our pieces in the long low oven here in the front of the glass house, which is our Lear oven, our annealing oven, and this oven is kept at about 800 degrees during the day. At night we do turn it off and let it cool down at about 100 degrees for every hour. We place our pieces in this oven so they will cool down extremely slowly, because if we were to leave them out in the open air to cool, they would shatter or explode in just 5 minutes because of the rapid temperature drop. Here at Jamestown, most of our glass is green, and this is the natural or starting color of all glass. And it's also the only color they could have made here in 1608. The green coloring comes from the iron oxide or rust, while naturally in sand. Please feel free to ask anyone behind the rails, and enjoy your stay here at Jamestown.
It's a real quick tour of Jamestown. Actually, we just saw the glass house and we're leaving, head back up to Williamsburg. Jamestown was built in very low ground, and the capital was eventually moved up to Williamsburg before it got to Richmond.
Pretty cool.
Right, Eric?
Yep.
We're in Williamsburg. This is the House of Burgesses building, and that had the distinction of being the first elected assembly in the 13 colonies.
Alright, everybody leave down for a second.
Yeah?
Have you noticed anything different about the East Coast?
Push it.
Hot.
Hot.
Any other things?
What is that?
It's
Or Jared?
Dad,
Do things just seem the same over here?
They're like
totally.
It's exact.
Exactly. People seem the same?
Yeah, totally.
It doesn't happen overnight. You have to go back to the year 1607 when Jamestown was settled by 105 brave young men, and most of those men are it has experienced 4 major fires that destroyed the steakhouse each time, and the decision was made to leave that swamp and come further in, move to higher ground, move to a little town called Middle Plantation. They renamed Middle Plantation. Women were brought here as well as free blacks, but they could not sit on this jury at all. Everyone was given trial by jury, and as I mentioned in the hall, you were brought here for criminal offenses, major felonies, anything punishable by death. Third offense for stealing a hog, horse stealing, arson, burglary. Jury heard your trial. If you were convicted,
They had that picture of Abraham Lincoln and, I mean, not Abraham Lincoln, but George Washington.
Washington, Jefferson.
Yeah, and supposedly his wife and nieces and stuff were up there.
Yeah, I love this brickwork. Let me answer your question here in a second.
This is pretty studly, ain't it?
Yeah, we get to eat in Shields Tavern.
Yeah, I doubt
So,
we're all gonna
guys,
fit
how
in
do you feel about eating a dinner right now?
No,
5:30.
no thanks. I'm
Haven't
full.
eaten for 4.5 hours.
Is that?
They giving you enough food to eat?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure you're all hungry. Huh?
Right now, but it's about, well, they either
No,
feed
actually,
you
I'm
at
pretty
about 7:30 or they feed you at 5:30. One of the two.
It's only been plain. I was gonna ask you something.
Evening headquarters, the Quality Suites in Williamsburg. We really do stay at some nice places. This looks like it's going to be the nicest. This is a nice way to
biggest hotel we've been at so far. 3 beds.
This is the start of day 5. Williamsburg, and a lot of sitting on the bus. Mrs. Cook is going to be our guide at Williamsburg. And the first stop here, we just have time to look into the gate, is of one of the entrances to the governor's home.
Oh no, oh, it was you.
The governor's palace was used as a military hospital during...
Toby's checking this tree out here. Some of the birds and trees and things are unlike I've ever seen. Looks like a string bean tree. We just saw was a revelry ceremony, a long, very wonderfully played revelry that was done every morning. And we're going to be going into the courthouse, and we're getting some people assigned to be witnesses, so on and so forth. We're going.
Oyez! 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 Silence is demanded in this court of James City County upon pending imprisonment while His Majesty's justices are seated. All that have anything to do, come forward, give your attendance. If you have suit to enter or complaint, prosecute, you shall be heard.
That Moses Rigg Jr. of Williamsburg in James City County, Journeyman Taylor, not having gone before his eyes, but being moved and seduced by the instigation of the devil, on the 19th day of June, in the 11th year of the reign of our Lord the King George, then there being feloniously, willfully, and of his malice aforethought, did make an assault, and that the said Moses Rigg Jr. in the course of an affray knocked Moses Rigg Sr. to the floor of his shop in the aforesaid county of James City, and did strike, giving him a cracked head, of which said mortal wound Moses Rigg Sr. then and there died. And hold it with your right hand. Hold it, there you are. You solemnly swear that the evidence you are about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God. Mr. Carver, would you please tell us, Lord, just exactly what you saw between the hours of 10 and 11 o'clock this Monday night last?
Okay, I was on my way to Mr. Crowley was down last Monday night. I had 2 men yelling. It was the Riggs having a crack. It was young Moses standing outside his father's shop.
Chowing at a tavern every night of the week, but I've seen the man beat his son ever since I moved here. Why do you boast about beating his son in order to keep him working?
Remain for a moment. Would you have a false examination, Mr. King's attorney?
Sir, say that you saw Moses Rigg Sr. beat his son every night of the week ever since he moved here, every night at the tavern. You even say the fact that since he beat his son ever since he moved here, that implies for a long time.
the sand sea, you put down the wood floors, rub it in with a bit of cloth, and it takes the moisture out of the top of the wood and also leaves a nice burnish to it. Sip that myself. What do you think of that? Nothing bigger than that there you'll find. Not even the bottom of the sack. I don't leave big pebbly bits down there. California. And out on the island of California, I understand they've actually started. Oh, yes, they're really starting to settle out there.
It don't sound so well when it's opened up.
Toby, get out of there.
Oh, sorry.
Away.
These are the stocks here. We're using them for holding people down while we tickle them.
Oh, sweet. Check it out, Gavin.
Get someone in the way.
Some of the woodwork coming off this piece that runs into the slot, the mortise in this piece. You can probably see in the top of Russ's, we wouldn't have put yellow pine in it. Okay? Even though the hardwood...
I guess something pretty good if I'm judging how much to pay.
He's the master. Wants to fill in all the corners, but he wants to get as little waste as possible. I make them approximately the right size for him, but he knows how much to take off or put on. That's why he gets more money than I do. That stuff there, you mean? That's sand. Just making sure that it slips right out of the mold.
Waiting to get in the jail here at Williamsburg. Jared, Brad, what do you think of it so far?
It's fun.
Yeah.
Censored.
Everyone leaves on this big list of criminal cells.
Give me food.
Food! Oh, food! Food! Give me some food!
We're running out of time. This is just an amazing, wonderful place. Could stay here for a couple of days easily. There are just street after street and lanes and paths to wander.
These people obtain their attire.
They are way over the mountain.
They must be.
As the other sea.
As my father used to say, your elbows are as bare as Eve's backside. And knees being shown.
Don't be afraid of them.
Certain species at that time which were preferred, which are still preferred. We leave them on about 20-30 minutes until they were full and let them fall off. I think the rest are hiding this morning. Okay. 1 to 6 in some cases.
Day. Good day. Gentlemen, remember how to bow.
This is about it for our tour of Williamsburg. Hopefully I can come back someday. Well, it's hard to believe it's over, this trip I've been looking forward to. It's been everything I thought it would be, just a wonderful time. Gavin, how about you? What's one thing that was a highlight for you?
Getting to know other people.
Getting to know other people.
I like seeing all the monuments I thought I'd never seen, and I like getting to know
Oh, getting to know other people and see things better.
Okay, got about 5 to go. What was the one stop you enjoyed the most?
Probably the Washington Monument.
Jared.
Are you running? Is this running?
Yeah,
okay.
We're running. Jared.
I like just the whole thing.
The whole thing. All right.
I like the Washington Monument. That was pretty cool.
Is that right?
I like the Washington Monument and the FBI station.
Okay.
Let's just go over there.
Oh, we'll find you.
I like the White House.
The White House.
I like getting to know people from other schools and my own school.
Okay. Ed, it looks like Mr. Bonnet gets the final word here. How can you summarize this wonderful week in 30 seconds, Mr. Bonnet?
Well, it's been a great time. I've really enjoyed getting to know the kids.
That was the camera that just fell.
And, it's just been a fun time for me to relax and see the Capitol, see things that I've always heard about. I really get a sense of how it all connects together in Washington, D.C. Coming down here, I really enjoyed particularly because you could get a sense of how families live together and how a community works together much different than our society today. It's been a great time. It's been great getting to know you.
He has a good saying.
And what?
He has a good saying.
What's my saying?
I don't get mad, I get even.
I don't get mad, I get even.